Hey, how's it going? Chris here from 99scloud.com, and in this video I will show you how to install Python through Anaconda on Windows. Hey and welcome back. In the first part of this video I will show you what Anaconda is and what you can use it for, and in the second part I'll guide you through the process of installing Anaconda on your system and write your first lines of code. So let's get started. Welcome to this tutorial in which we will install Python through a tool called Anaconda on Windows. If you use macOS, you'll find a link below this video that explains how to install Anaconda on macOS. So what is Anaconda and why should we consider using it? Well, Anaconda is a Python distribution platform with over 25 million users worldwide. So it's a tool to install Python. It comes with its own package management system with over 7,500 packages, and it includes a lot of other tools such as code editors and more. Anaconda makes it easy to set up and maintain virtual environments with different versions of Python, and it can be used to build, distribute and manage your software. As Python has a large community of data scientists, you can find a lot of scientific libraries, including an extensive set of machine learning tools. Anaconda is free for individual users, and it's in my opinion the simplest way to install Python on your system, as it does all the heavy lifting such as setting environment variables and access rights for you. There are also macOS and Linux versions available, which will behave pretty much the same way, and because of that it's a good tool to use if you want to follow along these tutorials but have another operating system. Okay, so that should have given you a good overview of what Anaconda is, so let's get started with the installation. You can either click on the link below this video or find the website through Google. Once on the page, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page until you find the section with links to the different installers. We will be using the Windows 64-bit graphical installer, so click on that link and the download should start. Once the download is complete, you can execute the installer through the browser, or you can locate the installer package in your downloads folder and double-click it. As soon as you see the installer has started, you can click on the next button. You'll be presented with the license agreement, so you can read through it and then click on the I agree button to agree to the license. On the next screen, we can choose the install location. I'd recommend installing it for yourself, which will install the software into your home folder. So once you've done that, you can click the next button. You can now choose the install location to where Anaconda will install itself. I'll keep the default, which will install Anaconda into my home folder. Once you've done that, you can click the next button to continue. On the next page, don't tick the first box and make sure the second one is ticked, so that the Anaconda Python version is registered as the default one. Once you have done that, you can click the Install button to install Anaconda. It can take quite some time to complete the installation, so please remain patient. I'll skip ahead to not bore you, so feel free to pause until your installation has completed. So once the installation has completed, click the next button. On this screen you can keep the checkboxes ticked or untick them depending if you want to read through the tutorials, and then click the Finish button. If you now go into your home folder, you should now see the Anaconda folder installed there. So next, let's start the Anaconda navigator. Once open, you will see several tools for coding and data visualization. You can see Spider, which is a code editor, but there is also another nice tool called Jupyter Notebook, which is a really neat tool if you want to code and directly access the variables or view the output line by line. So let's launch Jupyter Notebook. I usually put all my code into a folder called Development in my home directory. So let's create such a folder now. The folder will be added with a default name, so we will need to rename it. Now we can create a Python file in that folder and check if we can run some code. Let's define a variable and see if we can print its content, just to make sure it works. You can then click on the Run button to run the code, and as expected, you see that Hello World is printed to your output, and that means you have created your first piece of code. Okay, so let's look quickly if everything is okay with the version. So let's open the PowerShell prompt. If you now run Python --version, you should see that you are now running Python 3.8 or whatever the latest stable version is. Okay, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have now a fully functional version of Python running on your system. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and see you in the next one.